Hey guys, we are here today. Curtis and I are celebrating 8 years of marriage, so we thought that we would do a little video talking a little bit about us so you can understand a little bit more of our story. So obviously I'm Amanda Peterson. I'm one of the co-founders of Tulip Honey, and then this is my husband Curtis Peterson.
Hi.
So we have gone through and we have a couple questions that we're going to ask each other so you can understand a little bit more about us. The first question is, what is your favorite thing about the other person? So I will let you go first.
Alrighty, so my favorite thing about Amanda is her passion. When it comes to, what you are, what you want in life, what you want for your family, what the family wants, you go through it and attack with passion. I think you told me when we first started dating, you always manage to get what you want, and that's because of the way you attack and approach things. And now when I say attack, it's not a bad thing here. You can see that whether it's a project, you can see it whether it's loving someone, you can see it whether it's your work or your job. There's no doubt when it comes to passion, and it's not even close, you are 10 steps ahead of whoever's next in line in the world, in my opinion.
Oh, that's so sweet. My favorite thing about Curtis is he has a huge heart. He is so caring and compassionate for other people. He really loves our family well, really challenges me to be more relaxed and enjoy life. He has just the biggest heart, and he loves our children, and he loves me, and he is constantly emphasizing that he's just very compassionate. And that leads us into our second question of talking a little bit about our Enneagram number. So my Enneagram number is a 3. I am a achiever. I am constantly wanting to check things off the checkbox and get things done. Constantly going, never stopping to appreciate things. Nothing is ever good enough. Always wanting to do more and more and more. And I don't feel fulfilled unless I am accomplishing tasks. Curtis's number is a 1.
Numero uno. Yeah, so my number is a 1, which the book kind of describes as a perfectionist, even though us ones usually don't like that moniker. The idea is that we like something to be perfect, and that's a broad definition there. We don't like to cut corners. We like to see process, and we're usually very good of identifying a process and improving it. I can see that at work. I can see that in what we do at home, and just trying to be more efficient with that time and also do the project right. Where I struggle with that is if I know I'm not going to be able to execute something perfectly, I can shut down with it. I can also try to hold others accountable to that level of expertise. Which, if she's cutting corners, trying to get a task done, and I'm being a perfectionist, it's where we sometimes kind of butt heads. But at the same point in time, I think enables us to do some projects very well.
So some of the things that we love about each other, as well as our Enneagram numbers, has caused some conflict in our marriage. So I, like I had mentioned, am constantly wanting to get things done. Curtis, being a perfectionist, he will spend hours making sure that it gets done completely perfect, and I have more the mentality as if it's 95% good, then we should just celebrate that victory and then move on, although I don't really celebrate things.
And I like to.
Let's get this task done and then let's move on to the next thing. So we have kind of struggled a bit in our marriage of having different expectations. Another thing is I'm a checklist person, and Curtis doesn't like to be micromanaged of working off of a checklist. So one of the things that we have done in our marriage, and I would say my biggest piece of advice for married couples, is marriage counseling, and then having someone to kind of mediate those issues between the both of you is very helpful. Having kind of that third neutral party as you're talking through different items is very beneficial. And then one of the things that we do that helps us is we have a weekly reconnect of going through and talking about what works and what doesn't work, and then we try to keep that a neutral space. We are not always perfect at doing that, and that is something
I'm a perfectionist.
that we struggle with, is making sure that our feelings don't get hurt, as sometimes one of us will feel attacked by the other one. But I think just setting that time, we normally do it on Sunday nights, setting that time aside, understanding that we are going to talk about it. It's already a planned time, which helps me. and then going through and not getting too upset as we're talking through what's bothering us. And then my favorite thing to talk about is what we have planned for the following week, because Curtis doesn't like to talk about the logistics very often.
No, and I'd much rather spend some time saying, hey, let's enjoy what we just did. Let's celebrate. Let's go on a date to celebrate this. And I would concur with the marriage advice there that going to marriage counseling was not something like anything like our marriage was in danger. It was more so a step to be proactive and trying to love each other better and love our families better. And she, like I said, the weekly recap came out of that, and it's given us a lot of perspective. So
stay tuned. We will be having some more conversation, specifically diving into Enneagram. We are going through and reading a book, which has been very helpful to us, as well as talking about the 5 love languages. That's something that's also been really good for us in our marriage. Like I had mentioned, I didn't mention this, but we struggled a lot the first year that we were married. Really, I don't think we both had certain expectations of what marriage would be like, and our personalities are very strong, the both of us, and just by being able to better understand each other and constantly continuing to work on understanding each other has definitely helped us. And so that's something also that we focus on. So stay tuned as we dive into the Enneagram and how that affects marriage, as well as the 5 love languages.
And don't forget to visit tuliphoney.com.
Have a great weekend.